Supreme Court has ruled in favor of ISKCON Bangalore today, sir. Can you please give us the details?
That's right. Today it's a very important and historic decision by the Supreme Court, because ultimately the real issue was a theological issue, whether there were two groups. One was following Srila Prabhupada as a guru. Other one was following Srila Prabhupada as through a guru, through a living guru. So that and ultimately that issue boiled down to a property dispute, because we are the people who are actually managing ISKCON Bangalore, who has an ideology saying that this particular only the Diksha and Shiksha Guru is Srila Prabhupada. So ultimately the other group wanted to oust us out. They say, okay, you just go from here. We just want to take over this property. So they try to threaten us. So therefore, the ISKCON Splendid Society, they filed a suit before the trial court, and then we sought the possession of declaration and the injunction. And then ultimately that matter went to and we won before the trial court. Then in the High Court we lost, and then in the Supreme Court now today we have won. Ultimately, the Supreme Court, finding a Supreme Court before is that this particular property, if you're saying these properties is yours, so whose? That belongs to whom? So ultimately, the Supreme Court has found out that this properties belongs to only to the society which is registered under the Karnataka Societies Registration Act.
Sir, pertinently what?
These properties, even if they are saying that it belongs to them, ultimately this land and this property will be allotted by the Bangalore authorities to whom? So this issue came up before this court, and then the court, as per the BDA Act, there is a Bangalore Development Authority Act, which says that the only land for charitable and religious purposes will only be given to the society which is registered under the State Act, Karnataka Societies Registration Act. So therefore, all the societies which are registered centrally, they are ousted. Only the society which is registered under the State Act will get that permission to have that land and then build up as for the charitable purposes. So therefore, that is what it is find out, that all the properties which ultimately belong to the ISKCON Bangalore, because it's a society registered under the State Act.
And now the ISKCON Bangalore
obviously the autonomy will be there, the sense of that more with more passion they will be working, with more authority they will be working, so that and it is good for the Hare Krishna movement ultimately. See, ultimately this whether we would have lost or won, ultimately the God Lord Krishna has to see. If for him everything is happening, right? So our task is to that this particular movement doesn't get disintegrated. If that solidification is there, so that everyone goes on the right path.
Sir, your name is